Hi all, welcome to Saffron Shell Turtle. If you are returning, thank you so much for your support. I am glad that the readings are resonating with you. Maybe you are getting something that you have been looking for, some answers, some guidance. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. In this channel, rather than predicting the future, we get the guidance from the spirits and tell a story which may guide you towards light. All right, so without further ado, let's just get to today's reading. The way the cards have come out today, it looks like there are a lot of messages here, a lot of guidance for you. So sit back and relax. This may be a longer reading, longer compared to the other ones that I have done. Let's just begin with something positive. All right, the positive thing here is, if we look at these cards that have come out, we have expectation with manifestation, and explaining these cards we have all is well, and we have King of Swords. So these cards together are telling you that if you know how to convert your expectations into manifestation, or rather to actually manifest your expectations, you have to be clear about what you want. See how King of Swords is pointing exactly where it wants to go. So the message here is to know exactly what you want, okay, rather than giving out random checklist, creating random checklist, throwing your wish list out in the universe. Know what you want, know exactly what you want, rather than pleading and begging for it. That's what the postcard is telling you, that if you plead and beg, the universe will give you more reasons to do just that, plead and beg. Rather than that, send your prayers in the form of gratitude. Praise things before you actually get those things, okay? Always ask for the highest good. There has to be something that is more than your selfish checklist, right? There has to be something that is for the highest good, and then place your faith there. Remember that all is well, which is being highlighted here. So if you are trying to manifest something, the message here is exactly that. Your expectations can become your reality if you make a proper, if you actually are aware of what it is that you want exactly. There has to be no hesitation or no scope of confusion. Rather, things should be crystal clear. You know, make a list. Note down what exactly it is that you want, and do not plead and beg. Be grateful about the things that you have. Be grateful about the things that you're asking for. Act as though you already have those. Also, there's one more very nice message, which is add meditation as a way to become empty, so you will be ready to be filled with inspired epiphanies, peace, understanding, and joy. And it's funny how reading this reminds me of the postcard message that I got here, which was about being a know-it-all. No, this was it. So there is a message for somebody who may behave as they know it all, or who have gotten into that mindset where they feel as though there is nothing that anybody else can teach them, or rather, even if there is somebody, they feel as though they can find that information on their own, and they are just not receptive enough to, grasp the message that is coming your way. And if it resonates with you, the cards that are here are telling you the way you're moving forward. If you are moving with this know-it-all attitude, it's most probably some kind of misdirection, something that the devil wants you to follow. And I'm not talking literally about the devil. I'm talking about those temptations, those things, those distractions that lead you astray, right? So the lesson or the message here is, rather, if you are going into that mindset where you are not curious about discovering new things, you are not having an open mind, you have that shallow attitude that you know everything, nobody else can teach you anything, you can discover things on your own. Curiosity is absolutely a good thing, but curiosity with a closed mind, wherein you want to find things by yourself and not really paying attention to what is surrounding you, that's entirely different. Okay, and if you are in that mindset, this is devil's way of leading you astray. Okay, we have the thief here, and with the thief and the devil, I strongly feel as though the message, and if you can see the numbers here, 24 and 15, both are adding up to be 6. There is some kind of resonance here, wherein the devil is the thief who is trying to lead you astray, who is filling your mind or forcing you or forcing words into your mouth. And I know I'm not making much sense for everybody right now, so it may be a specific message for somebody, but because sometimes what happens is, when we feel as though we know everything, we tend to become a bitter person, a person who speaks without thinking, a person who believes that their way is the best way and nobody can say anything to prove otherwise, right? And also with the Two of Cups reversed, I feel like when you are in this zone, when you are not listening, when you are not open-minded, you are having trouble connecting with your partner even. Your relationships are suffering because you are being shallow and bitter. So whenever you catch yourself in that kind of attitude where you are not open-minded, remind yourself of this segment of this reading, wherein the cards are indicating a negative influence that is making you do that. This may be your own mind, which has somehow made you believe, or made you believe, let's just go with that only, made you believe that you are the perfect person in this world, and what other person is saying to you doesn't really matter. If you catch yourself in that mindset, remind yourself that this may be the devil trying to mislead you. Okay, and I also feel like with the Three of Cups reversed here, I feel like there may be a tendency to overindulge into things. This may be about overindulgence into arguments. Maybe you are being argumentative, and that is what is causing you trouble connecting with your partner, because whatever they say, you believe that you know better, and that's where you become a bitter, a stubborn person, and you get into that argumentative mode. Because Two of Cups and Three of Cups both are reversed. I feel as though you are neither able to make a connection with your partner, or rather you are having arguments not just with your partner but also with your friends, your community. If you are in that zone where you are having a lot of arguments, you may want to take a closer look at your behavior, at your mindset. Are you being honest to yourself? Are you really giving other person a chance to teach you something new? Do you really have an open mind? All right. And also, when you start giving other person that kind of attention, that kind of open-mindedness, good things will start to happen. We have one postcard message here which is talking about selfless giving. This card is saying that when you are giving without thinking about what you would return, without thinking about return. On any kind of investments that you're making. Investments, I'm not talking about monetary ones, I'm talking about those kind of investments where you're expending your energy onto other person, not because you expect something in return, but because you really want to do that. The card here is telling you that when you are giving your energy, your time, or whatever kind of help the other person requires, when you're doing that selflessly, miracles find a way to pay you back. You may not get an instant return, so you may not ever be able to connect the dots and see that I'm getting this good karma because of what I did, or this certain situation where I helped somebody selflessly. So you may not be able to connect those dots, but things come around in miraculous way. All right, so you may want to start helping others without really thinking about what kind of gains you may get out of anything. All right, and with the pay attention to signs and 8 of Wands together with these postcard messages, which both are essentially talking about knowing that the inspiration and ideas that come to your mind, you may feel as though you just thought of that, but there is what's the word, but you need to understand that sometimes it may be your spirit talking to you, maybe your soul found a way to connect with you, and when you follow those inspirations, those ideas, when you pay attention to those, good things happen. And also you may not see that kind of good return immediately, but the cards are saying that that is your destiny, that is the path that will take you towards the highest good. All right, and if this resonates with you, if lately you get that feeling that you are getting a lot of ideas, good ideas, some inspiration is coming through to you, then the cards are telling you you need to pay attention to signs. Okay, look at the patterns, repetitive patterns, the kind of music you hear anywhere you go, numbers you see, some combination of numbers, those will tell you that you are on the right path. And also pay attention to what is happening around you. So I'll tell you, whenever these days I have noticed one pattern, which is when I am having a discussion with my mom, I'm being annoyed with something, some habit of hers or whatever, the next moment I see a repercussion like almost immediately. So this morning I was annoyed that she turned off the AC. It's a small argument, but right now it's night and I can't seem to turn on my AC. So you see, there some may feel it's, I'm reading too much into it, but I feel like there is a sign there, which is to stop and think before you start having a discussion. Understand other person's point of view before drawing any kind of judgment. So that's for me. It will definitely be something different for you, but the cards are telling you pay attention to signs, what it is that the universe is trying to tell you. Only you can decipher that message. And with the 8 of Wands here, I feel like there are a lot of signs around you. You are receiving signs quite frequently. So if you are paying attention to that, bravo. If not, maybe it's time you start doing that. All right, so that's another story. And then we have a sweet little message, which is about, I will tell you, conflict, or not exactly conflict, a war between mind and heart, let's just call it that. So with the War of the Roses, I see you struggling to make balance between two aspects of your life. Change and comfort zone. So for some of you, it may be about a change that is forcing you to fly out of your bird's nest. So maybe you have been staying with your family and there is a change here which is forcing you to get out of or to separate from your family for a while. It's not a permanent separation that I sense here. No, it's about just those things where you have to go away due to some work situation or some personal issue or whatever. You need to do something and so you have to do it, and that's forcing you to go away from your family. And then again I see Ace of Wands with the home, and I again get that feeling that you are choosing your passion, or one new path is there that is literally a gift from the universe, but you know if you choose this path you are going to miss your home. And with the bird's nest here from an entirely different deck, I feel like this is no coincidence that both the cards talking about the home are here, and then we have literally this card of change and this new passion, new beginning. And with the Six of Roses, I really feel like you're struggling with this change that is going to force you out of your bird's nest. But we have this postcard message which is telling you that remember that loss is a part of life. It may be a welcome change, it may bring a welcome change, it may be something painful like loss of a family member, a closed one. But whatever is happening, know that it is going to set you or put you on a path that you're destined to go on. Let's just put it that way, right? This card is also telling you to feel the feelings. All right, you have gone through a loss, or you are struggling to make this or rather, let's put it that way, you're struggling to separate from your family, you're struggling to change your city, country, whatever. It may be painful, okay. What was that about? I have no idea. Know that yes, feel the pain, feel the grief, take the lessons that you have learned, okay, see the beauty that was, and know that as you let go of what has passed, even more of you remains. And the card is also telling you that it gets better. Your heart will become more compassionate. Just keep your loving energy around you. I know it's hard. If you are going through a loss, it's hard, yes. But in a way, it allows you to gain more compassion, to be more empathetic towards others. I know this because, yes, I used to feel bad, or I understand, or rather I understood that loss of a loved one is something painful, but to what extent, that I could never gather until I lost my own father. Let's call it was 1 year back. But then I realized something deeper, the real grief that follows after that loss. So yes, I knew it was painful, but to what extent, that was not known to me. But that loss really taught me something. So now when I hear somebody is going through similar, I will have the knowledge, the empathy to express my grief in a better way, or rather help them get through that phase in a more empathetic way. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, pain loss is painful, but then it also teaches you something. So learn the lessons when you're going through a loss. Yes, feel the pain, feel the emotions, but don't just get drowned in all of that. Know that yes, loss was painful, but then what did it teach you? How can it make you a better person? How can it guide you towards a beautiful version of you? All right, so that's all I have for you today. I hope some of it or all of it resonated with you. If it did, don't forget to put a thumbs up, so that the way algorithm works for YouTube, I believe, is the more you engage with the post, the more are the chances that that post will reach to the people who may need to watch this video, or who may also gain some kind of perspective from this video. So if it helped you, there is a fair chance that if you engage with this, the people who are going through similar problems, similar issues, may also get to see this video, and maybe it will help them. All right, so that's all I have for you today. I hope it helped, and as always, shine bright.